What's up, bro? So lately I've been feeling something pretty heavy on my heart. And over the past 2.5 years, I've been up and down, in and out of shape. And every single time that I get a little bit out of shape, a little bit overweight, maybe having that last 30 or 40 pounds that I wanted to get off, my life just seems to get worse in pretty much every area, right? Because right now I'm binge eating, I'm stress eating, and truth be told, I'm feeling a bit lost in life. And that tends to happen, right? I feel low energy, pretty lethargic, and it just doesn't feel like life's flowing like it should. So over the next 60 days, I'm going to document how I'm losing about 25, 30 pounds and showing you exactly how. But truth be told, in this video, I'm breaking every single solitary thing down, but not in the way that you'd think. Because everyone will give you a nutrition program, everyone will give you a fucking workout program, which you get at the end anyway, but no one talks about the psychology behind it all. And over the past wee while, I've really been trying to break down why, as human beings, do we binge eat? Do we stress eat? Do we keep self-sabotaging ourselves over and over and over again, even when we want to change? And that's basically what I'm covering in this video. I know New Year's is close, I know Christmas is close, but lock in, chuck your hoodie on, and let's get into the video. Save it for after Christmas if you have to, but let's fucking do it. What's up, bro? So like I said in the beginning of this video, I'm just going to walk you through how I'm losing 30 pounds of fat in the next 75 days without tracking macros, without starving myself, and still getting to enjoy life at the exact same time. Because I truly believe that the whole David Goggins mindset, who's going to carry the boats grind, really took away from the joy and excitement of fitness, right? And I don't want to do that to you. So I'm not making this to sell you on anything. I genuinely just want to help you with all the problems that I'm overcoming and using fitness to do so. So yeah, fitness, like I said, has genuinely changed my life. I went from drinking to drugs to partying to failing college to 90 days later being in the best shape of my life, losing 30 pounds, landing a job that was a dream at the time, and completely turning my life around. No bad habits or anything like that. Like, I fundamentally, from the bottom of my heart, have a burning passion for fitness and what it can do for your life. Because after that, I bulked up, got a proper coach, learned about training, learned about nutrition, competed in a couple bodybuilding shows and won those. And that gave me the confidence to then move overseas and pursue a dream bigger than I ever thought was possible. And I'll be fully transparent with you. I lost everything, which is why I look the way that I look right now. I want to build a relationship with you on trust, right? This is where I am right now. I'm binge eating, stress eating, and I look like shit. I feel like shit. And I honestly feel a bit ashamed. But I want to document how I'm getting back so you can do the exact same thing. So let's do it. If you're a business owner or an entrepreneur or high-level kind of guy, I'm sure you've heard of the idea of first principles, right? And that's all I'll really be covering in this video, because honestly, there's really only 4 things that you have to do in order to get in shape pretty damn quickly. And obviously, I'll give you all my little tips, tricks, and nuances that helped me lose the 40 and the 25 pounds in the past. But if you don't know what first principles are, it's basically breaking everything down to its core, most fundamental actions you need to take without any of the bullshit, right? Luckily, there's only 4 of them. Like I said, an example of first principles would be calling someone, right? Required is a phone, clicking buttons, and speaking words. It's not that complicated, but sometimes we make all this resistance up in our own head as to why we can't do something. So why I'm implementing, like I said, and if you're a business owner, you probably think this looks like a sales letter, and I promise you, it's the same structure, but there's no call to action at the end for you to buy anything off me. I genuinely just want to help. And if you're not, well, there you go, you learned about sales letters. Why I'm implementing is because binge eating controlled my life through stress from business and through work, right? This is what I look like right now. You might not think it's that bad, but to me, I look pretty shit, right? I was eating ice cream late at night, and I'd look at the cupboard and just sort of binge eat, right? I'd look at it and be like, fuck, like whenever anyone else left the house, I'd just be like, oh, well, fuck, free reign. I can just eat whatever I want. And that's bullshit, right? I need to be better. And that's why I'm sort of documenting as well, to hold myself accountable. I honestly feel a little bit lost in life. Like, I'm not making much progress in my health and fitness, which is seeping into my business, my family life, and things like that. And it's really affecting all areas of my life when I get out of shape, right? And all I want to do is make fitness fun and enjoyable again, right? Because the end goal for me is lose 25 pounds, make fitness enjoyable without giving up family or sacrificing my health for success like I did over here. Full transparency, again, I'm trying to be as open and honest with you, because right now, I'm not like even far out of it. I'm just like just on the brink of breaking out and overcoming these problems. So I'm right there with you. And effectively, I want to be lean like a bodybuilder, but functional and be able to run around with my niece, because that's who I'm with right now. If you've got a family, if you've got anyone else, or you want kids in the future, I want to be functional. I want to be able to do fucking cartwheels. I want to be able to do handstands. Nothing like over the top, but I want to be able to just run around and have fun with it. You know what I mean? So yeah, I want to be able to run and also be able to kill someone, which is why I'm going to add boxing into mine. And I put this little bit over here because who knows what I'm going to look like next, but I'm about to show you. So what we're going to cover is how to identity shift so fast that you feel fucking retarded. And I got that from somewhere else. I just thought it was kind of funny. Which is just psychological biases, by the way. Crystal clear clarity, mapping the current version of you, your goals set the conditions, the law of polarity, and the only 4 things that you actually need to do, which is the most important part. The only reason I'm showing you this stuff is so that you do the 4 things, because there's only 4, right? I promise you. And this is coming off, again, I'm not telling you anything. This is just results from other people that I've helped along the way. I just don't think I'm in good enough shape at the moment to coach someone yet. But anyway, these are people that I've helped in the past, and yeah, just to make sure that you know that it works. Anyway, how do identity shift so fast that you feel retarded? Your beliefs lead to your thoughts, which lead to your options, which lead to your decisions, which lead to your actions, right? So your beliefs fundamentally shape your actions. Who you believe your identity to be right now is the stories that you tell yourself. And what I mean by that, let's just take a simple example, is let's say you have a job title. If someone asks you, like, oh, what do you do for work? Like, or who are you? You'd probably say, oh, I do this for work. And like, that's what you believe. That's who you believe yourself to be at this point in time. And I want to use a simple example like that is because if you believe getting in shape won't work for you, you won't even try. And that sounds super easy to say. But the reason that I bring it up is because when you're younger, obviously you might have been told something when you were younger that has led to you now believing that like literally getting in shape isn't possible for you. But I think you're here watching this video because you think it is possible for you. But I'm just trying to explain what happens when we have a little bit of childhood trauma. You feel a bit embarrassed, you feel a bit of shame from when you were a kid. Maybe someone called you fat, and that's just who you believe yourself to be now. Because of someone way back in the day embarrassing you. Might have been a teacher, it might have been your mum, might have been your dad, might have been a friend at the time, telling you that you're fat, right? Or telling you that you're overweight, telling you that you look like shit. And because of this, and a thing called confirmation bias, which I talk about down here, we have this thing called confirmation bias. And humans seek to act out who they believe themselves to be, even at their own detriment. So you might have want to get in shape. You might want to stop binge eating. Like, I don't want to be eating fucking covered. I don't want to be eating ice cream. I don't want to be doing that. I don't want to be feeling like shit because it makes me feel like shit, right? But because we believe and we identify ourselves with that, we start to act it out. And I'm going to show you how to fix it. Do not worry. This is the very reason they say the idea that it's you versus you. Basically, you have this idea of who you want to become, and then you have the person who you are right now. And the person who you are right now wants to stay alive, wants to stay existing, because basically it's allowed you to survive up until this point in your life, right? Basically, all we're trying to do is get rid of the old limiting beliefs, at least the ones in alignment with your goal, and break them, and then become someone new. Start believing who you want to become. That's exactly what I did with the client. Again, I promise you I'm not selling anything. I'm just saying this works because my client Jacob did it way back in the day. He's a way old client, so yeah. Anyway, I lost 10 pounds in 14 days, and don't worry, this is all going to come full circle. It might sound a bit theory-based right now, but it will make sense. So first and foremost, most people fail because of one thing and one thing only: crystal clear clarity. And what I mean by that is they don't know what they want, to the absolute T. And what I mean by that is, as cliche as it sounds, and I hate saying a quote like this, but you can't get to the destination if you don't know where you're going. And it's so fundamentally stupidly easy for me to say and simple for me to say, but sometimes we need reminded more than taught. Just like how you know how you like your coffee, or when you pick your favorite food order, you know exactly how you want it. Your physique, it is no different. It is no different, right? You can't just say, I want to lose some weight. And you probably say these things. I want to be healthy. I want to eat clean. Might try to get in shape. These are all good things, right, to say to yourself, and you want to do these things. And don't get me wrong, I believe you. I've been there. I want to stop binge eating. I want to stop doing all these things. And the point is we need to figure out exactly what you want, right? Because do you want a 4-pack? Do you want to lose 20 pounds? Do you want to lose 30 pounds? Big arms, shoulders, maybe calves, things like that. And I'll give you workout splits at the end that will benefit you in order to achieve depending on your goal, right? So what does the healthy, losing weight, eating clean mean to you? because everyone's different. And the beauty of it is that you can design the character in which you want to create, right? You might not want to be under 10% body fat, and that's fine. You might want to be 12, 14, but we're going to create this right now. And it doesn't matter how out of the ordinary it is, with enough time, you can have it. We simply just have to design your character and gain crystal clear clarity. So an action item, there's a link below, Google Doc. Please click, file, make a copy, make your own one. Please don't ruin it for everyone else. Just do exactly what I've done here, right? So current weight for me is 88.5 kgs times 2.2 for pounds if you want to go to pounds, and you're in kgs. I don't know why you would, but anyway. Desired weight is a 78.5. And just to be clear, always take a little bit more off because people often underestimate how much they need to lose. Please don't skip this for the love of God, right? So this is my current look. I'm honest, I look like shit, feel like shit, I look ugly, I've got fat, and obviously I've got muscle under there, but if you're fatter, you probably do as well. I promise you, the first time I lost the weight, I think I showed you, you saw how much muscle I had underneath, right? That was the first time. So you had muscle. So go on YouTube, go on Google, go on Instagram, doesn't matter where, just design your dream physique. Right now, right here. If you can't do that, you will fail. You will fail. At least you get crystal clear clarity on what it is that you want. The fucking veins, the biceps, the shoulders, all of it. You can design it to who you want to be. Like I said, with enough time, it will and can be yours. As long as you do this, right? Because your desired look is going to make you feel some sort of certain way. What I mean by that is when you look in the mirror, you've done the work, you feel your best, you look your best. Maybe women are more attracted to you, and I can tell you that's true, by the way. Your partner or your kids look at you differently. They say to you, Dad, fucking hell, you're fast. Dad, fucking hell, you're fit. Right? You know what I mean? How would you feel upon looking at yourself in the mirror and knowing that you did that? And knowing. Right? Because if you can understand that, then the work, the 4 things, that's it, you have to do, becomes enjoyable. Enjoyable. And this is crucial upon any temptation. When you go to binge eat, when you don't want to go for the walk, when it's raining, when you want to skip your workout. I'm going to show you the law of polarity and talk about rest and all that sort of stuff at the end. But upon any temptations, when you know that you said that you should do something and you go not to do it, you can think back to this feeling. How would that man act? How would he feel in this moment? And what was the decision that he made? And when you think from that, everything else becomes easy. And now there's another action item, which I'll put down below as well. I'll put down below as well. Imagine one vivid scene, no more than 5 seconds, in your mind where someone you care about congratulates you on getting in the best shape of your life. And make this unique to you, right? So if your wife wouldn't say, man, you look sexy, like you wouldn't think that's what she would say, don't do that, because your brain has to sort of understand what you're telling it. What I mean by that, it's like make it feel personal to you. Make it feel unique to you. It can be fucking anything as long as your brain sort of takes that dream physique that you've got and you put yourself in it and you feel the emotion. Maybe you're running around with your kids, like I said earlier. Whatever it is, feel that emotion as if it's already happened. Because I'm going to make this full circle a little bit later on. But again, it could be, have you been hitting the gym? You're unrecognizable. Whatever feels the most unique to you. This can be your wife, business partner, someone you don't know, someone at the gym, your child, parents, anyone telling you, fuck, damn, you look good, bro. How'd you get in shape? Bro, you look shredded. Bro, you look sick with the shirt off. Whatever it is for you that you think would feel authentic and you can actually feel the emotion, feel it. Right? And this is all going to come full circle, like I said. But if you can think from the attainment of your goal, the feeling, the simple 4 things you have to do really does become easy. The more you replay this, the more your body will act it out. Hence the confirmation bias. Now, we need to find a why. And obviously this is a little bit cliche as well. But again, sometimes we need reminded more than taught. And this is myself included. Right? This is me as well. Sometimes I need reminded. That's why I've had business coaches. That's why I've had professional, like proper fitness coaches, things like that. Because sometimes we need reminded more than taught. We need a why. Right? He who has a big enough why can bear almost any how. 99% of the time, and this isn't like 100% of the time, this might just be a belief of mine, it's not really about the abs. It's about what they represent. Right? Like I was talking about, that feeling at the end when you've got them, you've looked in the mirror and you know exactly what you've done, what you've accomplished, who you became in the process, doing the 4 things, sticking to your words, sticking to the meals, everything like that. When your wife compliments you, when your friends compliment you, everything like that, that's what makes it all worth it, because you know internally that you did the work. right? But the feeling in the physique that you want, ask yourself why. Because eventually it's going to become that feeling. It's like, well, like, I want my wife to compliment me. Okay. But don't ask once, not even twice, not even 3 times. We're going to find that little nugget that you got told when you were a kid. Something that happened to you. That little traumatic event where it's made you go on this fucking wild journey and now you just believe yourself to be fat and that working out doesn't work for you and that you can't get in shape. Because until you find the underlying reason why you truly want to get in shape, it will be very, very difficult to get in shape. Because right now it is ruling your life. Subconsciously, every time that you want to get in shape, it's telling you that, no, that's not you. That's not you. That's not you. But all we're going to do is reverse this and flip it and use it as fuel. That little embarrassment, that little bit of shame, that little bit of guilt, that little bit of whatever it was, whoever told you, when you ask yourself why, eventually you will get to the root cause answer. And that is your pain. That is your fuel that you will use in order, whenever you feel like being a little bitch and not doing your work, like I'm talking to myself right now, like you and me both, we can think back to that. So, if you can't figure out why you should do it for you, think about who else in your life it would benefit, right? I know for me personally, I'm a better man overall for those around me when I'm in good shape. I'm way sharper, I'm way more confident, I have way more energy, I have way more drive, way more ambition, and my life is full of purpose, right? It just makes me a better man overall and in business as well, right? When it's raining, you still have steps to do to hit your daily steps, or stress is through the roof and you just want to chill out and binge eat. What are you going to tell yourself? What's the story? What's that little voice? How are you going to win? Right? Doing the 4 things, it is easy, especially when you figure out what this is and the feeling that you want upon attaining the physique. So, we've got crystal clear clarity, and I want to make one thing fundamentally clear. Who you are right now cannot achieve the goal, which is fine, myself included, right? Because one quote changed my life, and that quote is, your goal sets the conditions, and you must become he who can achieve the goal. We don't chase goals, we chase characters. Charlie Morgan said this, and I think it's one of the greatest quotes, and I don't know exactly where he got it from, but I don't think he came up with it. So we're going to map out the current version of you, who you believe yourself to be, and there's a whole list of these, and there's probably hundreds of little beliefs about your weight loss, about binge eating, about stress eating, and basically what we're going to do with this is there's going to be about 3 to 5, maybe 7 that are common for you, right? And over the next few days, when you try eat clean, when you try to do the workouts, things like that, you'll start to understand the little excuses that come up in your head, right? They'll be true to you. They'll be like, oh, it's raining. You don't have to go. No, working out, it's not for you. All the small little voices that come into your head, you probably got about 3 to 7 that are really common that are holding you back. And I'll tell you some of mine just so you don't think I'm coming at you. No one's home. I can eat whatever I want. Like, who in their right mind will believe that's right if they want to get in shape? Like, it doesn't make sense, right? So I had to stop believing that in order to get in shape. So all we're going to do in the future of this video is we're just going to invest them and tell ourselves, okay, well, no one's home, so I don't eat shit when no one's home. I eat with my family. I don't binge eat when no one's here. Anyway, I've written down most of them. It's like, I don't have time. Well, working out takes 45 minutes a day. I think you can check your screen time. I think you have 45 minutes a day. Working out is hard. Well, first principles of working out is just picking up a weight and walking. That's it. And you sometimes don't even pick up a weight. You can do a push-up, right? I could never eat clean. Well, you just inverse that. Eating clean most of the time makes me feel incredible. I know these are like kind of like lame, but you have to start telling yourself these things, especially around the 3 to 7 that are most common for you, right? And I want you to understand, list out all of yours, and there's no need to be harsh on yourself for having them. They're fine, right? Like I said, they're from way back in the day when someone made you feel embarrassed, shameful, guilty, whatever it was, or told you you're fat. All you're doing is acting that out right now. So you don't need to be harsh on yourself for having these, but just start being consciously aware of them. And when the excuses start to come up over the next few days, when you try change, when you go to work out, eat clean, you'll see very quickly where your identity is at and what you believe yourself to be. Don't worry, I'm going to shadow all of these at the end and you'll get your dream physique. So all of these, like I said, are excuses, beliefs, identities you hold about yourself. They're all just stories the old version of you says to stay alive. And don't worry, I have them as well. It is normal. So we're going to talk about the old version and the becoming version of you and me. So think of the old version of you as that annoying little fucking friend you have in your friend group that still knows a lot about you, right? They know everything about you pretty much just because they're in the friend group, right? You don't really like them, but you don't want to get them rude and you don't want to kick them out. So they're just sort of there, existing and constantly pulling you back, annoying you, and you just can't seem to get rid of them. Well, that is your old beliefs and your old identity. And unfortunately, you cannot sit in two chairs at once. In order to become the new you, the old you must be sacrificed. Sacrifice is always given this negative, dark connotation. But truly, would sacrificing the current habits that you have out of alignment with the goal that you have be that bad? Like you're standing in that feeling. Your wife's complimenting you, your kids. You just got in shape. You're looking in the mirror, you're like, damn, I actually did that. That feeling. Would that not be better than not sacrificing the habits that you have right now? It's a question that I had to ask myself, and I was like, well, why would I not want to change? Why would I not want to get better? Why would I not want to grow? Why would I not want to lose weight? Like when you ask yourself like that, it's so fundamentally easy to make that decision. So, not everything has to be sacrificed. Obviously, just the ones out of alignment with your goal, which is like the 3 to 7 we were talking about earlier. And although the 4 simple things you need to do in shape are really fucking easy, what makes it feel difficult is the old version of you knows you better than anyone. That old little friend knows everything about you, which is why you want to change, yet you self-sabotage. I'm talking about myself as well here. But really, all self-sabotage is just the annoying friend trying to stay alive. Because after all, it is a living and breathing entity. I'm not going to get into the spiritual stuff, but basically all it is a little fucking ball of energy, a little, ball of energy with everything that has ever existed to know about you wrapped up in your brain, trying to survive. And you're trying to beat that. Luckily, we're not breaking down the billions that you've got, or maybe not billions, millions. All we're breaking down is the 7 or so at max that are the real core ones holding you back, right? We just have to break them down, and then you can come back to this video and start digesting it in a different way that you can actually extrapolate this to whatever you want in your life. But anyway, I do this for like all areas of my life, but you don't have to do that right now. We'll just focus on fitness and getting you in shape and me in shape again. So the old version of you will bring up all the old beliefs, identities, excuses, merely trying to get you to react and fall back into your old habitual patterns. One of them for me is right now, this screen is telling me, or it's not telling me, but my mind, my little voice in my head is telling me, oh, you can stop because, you might run out of storage, because I know it's close-ish. And in my brain, that's all it's like sort of going on in the background. It's telling me like, oh, you can start the video again later. And that's all it is, right? That's all it is in your head. And it's gonna be funny if this stops and I have to restart. But anyway, so here's how we overcome it. The becoming version beliefs. The goal sets the condition, like I talked about, in order for you to become he who can achieve the goal. And that's the beautiful part. You don't have to set the conditions. You don't even have to think about it. The goal sets the conditions, right? So we talked about the old version of you and its main beliefs holding you back. There's hundreds again, but there's probably about 7 at max, right? There might be 10. List every one of them out, right? And then pick the ones that are really holding you back over the next couple of days. Oh, excuse me. And all we must do is invert these. Flip them on their head. All right, what I mean by that is like, for me, I can't stop binge eating. Well, all I say is, no, I don't binge eat. That's not for me. And it sounds so dumb and it sounds so easy, and that's because it is. But what our minds do is we tend to overcomplicate ourselves. Like the old version of me will try to overcomplicate something that is so fundamentally easy, like this video. All I'm doing, talking to a camera, like you're my brother, and that's it. But me, before making this video, I tried to make it about 300 times because I was like, oh, I gotta get this right, this right. It's like, no, I'm just talking to a friend, helping them get in the best shape of their life and sharing my life experience. It's not that difficult. I'm talking, reading off the fucking screen, and talking to you. But what makes it difficult is the old version of you wants to stay existing. So, an example of this would be, think about a smoker who wants to quit. Someone offers them a smoke. Person 1, nah, I don't smoke. First person 2, I shouldn't, not today. Who in the long run do you think is going to believe themselves that they have quit smoking? Truth, right? It's such an obvious answer. But there's small little subconscious things where you go like, nah, maybe not now, but like I might do it soon, right? You're subconsciously telling yourself that you haven't given it up yet, right? You have to be crystal clear, which is why we did that in the beginning, and then change the beliefs around what it is that you need to accomplish. So, an example again would be, do you want a biscuit? It's like, nah, I don't need them. Well, person two is like, I really shouldn't, but one can't hurt, right? Do you see the difference? You should see the difference. Just to be clear, I want to talk about the law of polarity in just a second and how having a biscuit will actually help you. But anyway, every time that you say in your head, mentally, you're stacking a little rock in favor of your scale. So this one right here, imagine this is like you right now. So you have the problem that you have, or you have the belief that you hold. And every time that you tell yourself that that's okay, you are stacking the rock a little bit more, a little bit more, a little more. Think about it like you got mountains, fucking mountains in your brain of little beliefs that you carry about yourself that you've told yourself over and over and over and over again are okay to do or are out of alignment with the goal that you need to achieve, right? It feels like a lot to try get rid of and try stack new rocks on the other side of the scale, which is why we did the first thing in the beginning. But due to confirmation bias, our body has no choice but to act out what we believe to be true about ourselves. So how do we change it? The becoming version's beliefs. To wrap this all back to the first action item of deciding on your goal, your physique, and your vivid scenario, I want you to think back to a dream or maybe sometime you've been afraid in your life. Some really good news, maybe you thought someone was breaking into your house where you felt such an emotional extreme where it felt so vividly real. You know those dreams where you like wake up and you're like, holy fuck, that felt so real. And like it actually felt like it happened. That is an emotionally based experience. And all we need to do is create these over and over and over and over and over and over again. And eventually, this will stack the rocks and flip the script. So we were here, and now eventually, you're going to get to over here. It's going to flip, and you're going to be like, I believe myself to be jacked. I believe myself to get in shape. I believe myself, to be good looking. Whatever it is that you think that you want. Hopefully that, Anyway. So, basically, it's like trauma. And trauma is obviously normally given some negative connotation, but really it's just an emotionally intense experience, right? Or you can equate it to being something similar, right? All right, funny how that ran out of battery. So anyway, as I was talking about trauma. Oh, hopefully that's right. Oh, there we go. I didn't run out of battery, sorry, ran out of storage. Anyway, I was talking about trauma, how mainly they talked about negative connotations and things like that. And basically all trauma is actually just an emotionally intense experience, or at least think of it like the equation of it. So these can be really good or these can be really bad. And the reason that we started with these in the beginning is when you emotionally repeat this over and over and over and over and over again, aka the emotionally intense experience, that vivid imagination experience that I told you to create in the beginning, basically what this does is stack the fucking rocks really quickly in the other direction because you don't want to let yourself down, right? So basically, when, you play that emotion, damn, your physique looks good. You look so good. You're so sexy. You look crazy. It seems difficult because right now, the physical body, it doesn't look like it, right? But the reason that it keeps happening is because you look at yourself, you're like, I look like shit. I look like shit. I look like shit. I'm not in good shape. Things like that. And basically, the only way to change is to change your beliefs about yourself, right? And the only way to do that really is through your imagination. But your imagination is fucking wild, which is why I put it here. Like, it's fucking wild. Think about all those times that it didn't actually happen out there, the physical reality, right? But you've been in a dream or something's happened, you thought someone was breaking in, you didn't actually see it, but it felt so real. It's because your imagination is so fucking smart, so fucking strong. And basically, your brain, it doesn't know the difference. I don't want to get too far into the psychology because I've done lots of study on psychology and things like that because I needed to beat this thing, right? I was like, fucking, what the fuck's going on? So I've read hundreds of books. Anyway, basically your imagination, it doesn't know between the past, present, and future. All it knows is right now. Like your mind, all it knows is right now. Think about it. You could be looking outside, but you're daydreaming and you're thinking about something completely different. Even though you're looking outside, you're actually somewhere else. What I mean by that is you're mentally somewhere else. Obviously your body is here, but you get what I mean. So all we need to do is place the fucking rocks, right? And it's the easiest way to do the work without having to do the work. Now, obviously, you got to do the work, the 4 things that I'm going to tell you to, but it's the easiest way to get yourself to act in accordance of the goal that you want, right? It's the easiest way that you can do it, right? Create the emotional experience over and over and over and over and over again. You have to stack the rocks, and to be very clear, they have to be emotionally intense. It has to be someone congratulating. It has to be you thinking about yourself, looking in the mirror and be like, fuck, damn, I did that. Fuck, damn, I built that. Damn, I look good. Damn, I look like him. I'm that guy, whatever. And all this internal chatter that you probably don't have right now is going to add up very, very fucking quickly if you start doing it today, if you start doing it right now. And every action you take after that has to start acting in alignment. This is why you might go through a little period now. And it can be just a decision. You could decide right now, I'm locked in, right? I'm locked in, I'm done. Like, this is it. Oh, like, this information was nuts, right? And then you could be good. But you also may go like 2 weeks where you're like, fuck yeah, I'm on. And then the old version of you will tell you, like, will make you forget. Right? It'll forget that. They'll be like, no, it's not working. Remember, like, look at you, you're not even losing weight. Oh, you've been good for a couple of weeks. Things like that. It'll start these little excuses in your head again. And you should really come back and watch this video over and over and over and over again. But it really is just a decision. And now you really know. This is how you obtain your dream physique and align your actions with ease without having to actually do much work. Or believe that the work is hard, right? Because it's like walking in the beginning. It's going to feel a little bit difficult. But like when you're a fucking baby, you figured out how to walk. And now look at you, right? You're a fucking king. So, yeah. And the law of polarity. If there's ever a chart, if there's ever a diagram, if there's ever something that changed my life and the way I thought about the world, it is this, right? It's like, think about a dark room. It's not about, is it dark? It's about how dark is it, right? There could be a darker room next door. And like, when you have a dark room in here, like right now, you can see the contrast, like it's a little bit lighter there. Hopefully, unless I'm fucking tripping, but it's darker over that side, lighter over there to me, at least. And it's not about, is it dark or light? It's about how dark or how light is it, right? And when you start thinking like this, it completely changes your life, because when you go, basically what I did is I went from completely disciplined, right? I do it all the time, and this time I'm going to fix it and not do it this time, which is why I'm about to implement it for you. But to be disciplined, you must be undisciplined. Okay, this means rest and eating a little bit unclean. Rest or your body will force you to. I learned this firsthand. This is exactly why I put weight on this time. This is exactly why. Here, just lost the weight, got in really good shape. And I was actually pretty good after that. But then I put the weight back on, bodybuilding shows. But during that time, that was about 4 months, oh, not even 4 months, 90 days, lost a ton of weight, extremely disciplined. Didn't miss a macro, didn't maybe 1 or 2, didn't miss a cheat, like didn't miss a meal, anything like that. And then for a year straight after that, I was working from 3:45 in the morning to 11 o'clock at night and sleeping about 5 hours. And I'm grateful for the period, but look at the physique a year and a half later. I've lost a lot of mass because I just look so fucking drained. I'm so stressed, so anxious, so worried, so tired. I'm bloated. I look like shit. My chest clearly lost a lot of muscle. You can just see, like, I look dark. I look like shit, right? And this was me. I was forcing myself to sit at a desk and work, and I would not let myself stop. And it fucking killed me, right? This is why I now understand the idea of being disciplined. You have to be undisciplined sometimes, right? And that's why I'm implementing this, and I'll show you that in just a second, because my physique was like this, and then suddenly it'd be like this, back and forth in between these two. This was like in the same fucking like month. And anyway, that caused me to crash. Well, I crashed. I burnt myself out. I sent my body straight to the biological extremes, and that's why I started stress eating, binge eating, worry eating, and look like shit, and feel like shit. And that's why I look like the way that I do right now. And this is why I'm teaching you this, so you don't go too far to the discipline side, and you realize that you should eat whole foods 85% of the time, and then 15% just do whatever you want. What I mean by this is, like, my family goes for an ice cream, I'm going for an ice cream. If it's Sunday and we're having dinner together, I'll enjoy it. I can do a little bit more cardio in the week if I have to, right? If you have to do an extra 2,000 steps one day, yep, you fucking do, right? Give yourself a little bit of a breather, give yourself a little bit of a rest, but just understand that it's okay to have them. See, I didn't, right? Understand that it's absolutely fine. And these are the first principles that I'm following. I showed you all of that to help you understand just this page, just the work that you actually need to do. That's it. That's it. So, 10K steps a day to run or walk, fasting until 12 to 2 p.m. Now, you don't actually have to do this. You can eat breakfast if you want. But personally, for business, I can't concentrate to fucking save myself in the morning at all if I've eaten. Right? If I've eaten anything. What I like to do, and this isn't obviously necessary either, if I have a cold shower in the morning, I don't drink coffee until about an hour and a half, and I don't really get and then I don't really get any energy crashes or hunger throughout the day. For me, personally, cold showers generally just set my mind and tone for the day. That's it, right? If I win that little battle, first thing that I do, I tell myself, right, I'm in control. I'm in control of my mind. I'm in control of my body. Then my workouts get better. I tend to stick to my word a lot better when it comes to eating. At least in the past I have. We'll obviously document and see how that goes. But yeah, weight train 4 times per week. Maximum intensity. There's a workout split below. 1 active recovery day. Obviously, I can't make a perfect workout split for every single person that watches this video, depending on your goal. But if you train at maximum intensity 4 times per week, you hit each muscle group at least once. I promise you, you will keep the muscle. Just make sure you train at maximum intensity and add in an active recovery day if you want. Right, you can stretch, you can go to the sauna, you can do whatever. You can do the calisthenics. That's why I'm doing it. And I just like boxing. I want to do boxing, which is why it's not required, but I'm just doing it for the fun of it, and I'll add stretching / functional to that. So instead of boxing twice per week, it might be functional, it might be calisthenics, things like that, just fucking around, playing around, and actually having fun doing it. Now, I want to make it very, very crystal clear. The 10K steps per day, you can go kick a ball with your kid, you can go have fun with playing basketball, you can go fucking do anything. You can go run around like a headless chook. You can play tag with your kid. You could do literally anything, right? I've got a little niece here, so, me running around with her, it makes it very, very, very easy. At work, if you want to go on a 10-minute digestion walk, right, after you've eaten your meal, right, after you break your fast. Right, it's very, very simple. Just make sure you eat your body weight in protein, 175 grams, for me. It'll keep you more full and keep your muscle. So, yeah, and also for the diet. Fats, 9 calories each. Obviously, they're still very important. Carbs are 4 calories each, but carbs do give energy, and fats key for testosterone. So you still need to keep both. Don't look at fats and think, oh, fat makes you fat. It doesn't. The calories do within the fat, right? So, yeah, everything makes you fat, funnily enough. But, yeah, just make sure you implement this and come back, watch this training every now and again, and you'll remember, fuck, that's why I'm not doing the work. That's why I'm not growing. That's not why I'm getting better. And I'll probably even come back and watch this myself. And what we covered: first principles, foundations, how to identify your shift so fast you feel retarded, crystal clear clarity, mapping the current version of you, your goal sets and conditions, the law of polarity, the only things that you actually need to do. Hope you enjoy, and I wish you luck. Any questions, DM me, ask me specific questions based on your goal, what your dream physique is, and I'll see if I can help you. It's not a call to action to buy anything off me. That's just me. Genuinely, I want to understand your pain, your struggle right now, where you're at, what your beliefs are, and if we can break them. So yeah, the training split and protocol I use a link below with the food and another little surprise.